Is the world producing better or worse leaders? Now, we asked this pertinent question a couple of years ago in two separate polls, one on X, then Twitter, and LinkedIn. And this is the response we received. It is such an important question. What is the perception out there as to whether we are producing better or worse leaders? 76 to 86% people voted that the world is producing worse leaders. We realized something is not right. So we looked at broader research. In this Gallup poll, 82% of managers and executives are seen by their direct reports as lacking in leadership qualities and skills. Rob Hogan, 75% of working adults say the most stressful aspect of their job is their immediate boss. And much more research shows that 80% of citizens believe that political leaders are untrustworthy. No surprise, but we can argue, as we look at more and more research, that leadership standards globally are on a decline. And what does it say about leadership? Maybe it's hanging by a thread, maybe. Collectively speaking, is it broken? What does this say about the journey to leadership? Upbringing, family, education, communities. Where will it all end? It cannot get much worse. Maybe it's a miracle that we are where we are despite this. So we looked at the broader situation, in which we believe there should be a parallel between the decline of overall leadership standards and the state of society. According to Gallup's annual Global Emotions Report, people across the world are sadder and more stressed. World Health Organization, depression is one of the leading causes of disability, and suicide amongst the younger generation is not looking good. The CEO of Gallup said that unhappiness has been increasing for a decade. We see it in corruption, moral standards declining, contention, wars, rumors of nuclear wars now, materialism, and many other examples. What does this say about the state of society? Very interesting. Even though leadership is on a decline and the state of society is on a decline, something is bucking the trend, and that is AI, artificial intelligence. It is in stark contrast to what is happening around us. There's a market explosion. The global AI market is set to hit $244 billion in 2025 and much more as we move closer to 2030 and 31. The adoption surge, AI use in organizations leaped from 55% in 23 to 78% in 24. And then there's generative AI coming and so much more. There's a huge investment boom. Private AI funding reached $252 billion in 24. Year on year up 26%. But interestingly enough, the investment in leadership development is maybe 50 billion worldwide after all these decades. AI is fairly new, and look at the investment in AI. Performance leap, every iteration, every time a new version of AI comes out, it just improves dramatically in its performance. The capability is doubling every few months. The workforce shift, well, AI will create 97 million jobs by 2025. It does not speak about how much is lost. So there's a call to action. As AI accelerates exponentially, leaders must urgently step up, or they risk becoming obsolete in many ways. I know it sounds dramatic, but this is where it's going. The blue line is AI improving dramatically. The red line is the standard of leadership. Now, I don't know exactly where we are here, but what we know is the divide is getting bigger. So AI improves, leadership standards declining. What will happen? What happens? What is happening? What are we seeing around us? We have to open our eyes and become very aware of what is happening. And we are trying to counter this. We are trying to change this picture. The world is sending us an SOS. We know what an SOS is. It's that distress signal for ships in peril, and then the nearest ship can come and save the one sinking. Now this SOS echoes the world's desperate call for leaders to step up, restore hope, and steer us towards a better future. What do we need to do in this response to the world's SOS? I've shown you the signals, the SOS that society is sending us, the depression, the suicide, the low state of leadership, the perception of people of how poor leadership is doing, and all these signs that we see everywhere in our education systems, in our moral standards, and so on, and corruption. These are all SOS signals. And how are we responding as a society? Well, the same old. Are we just doing what we've always done, expecting different results? Our response as leaders should be a global improvement revolution, not just improving a little bit here and there or incrementally. But if AI is improving radically, we need to do the same when it comes to leadership standards. We need an improvement revolution, and we call it SOOS. So the response to the SOS should be SOOS. What does the SOOS stand for? We must do something that will help leaders, all of us, improve ourselves, lead ourselves better than ever before. And it needs to be exponentially better. We see the impact in leaders that are in powerful positions, who have not truly improved themselves, discovered their own values, grown spiritually, emotionally. We see the impact of their decisions worldwide. Improve others. Lead people better than ever before. That's what the O is for. We have to lead people better, with more caring, with more accountability, with more love, more power or example. We have to do better. Improving organizations, large or small. We've got to get better somehow exponentially in leading and improving our organizations. This is where AI can come in and should come in. If the first level of improvement and the second level is not what it should be, and we bring in AI on the third level of organization, then we have detrimental consequences. We see it in organizations where they quickly implement AI and it fails miserably. And finally, improving society, our communities, all over, schools, local government, our churches, everywhere. Our kids, employees, and so on are already turning to AI and not to us as leaders. They turn to AI, not their church leaders, for advice, for companionship, for all sorts of things. Leaders are turning to AI more than their own instincts and the promptings they receive. They have more confidence, more and more in AI than themselves and their own development and training and background and experience. When you look at this picture, as I said, blue is AI, red is leadership standards. Now, the other line that you see there, that's society. We've seen society follow the leadership trend downward. But when there is something that's pointing upward at a dramatic rate, then people will start following that in many respects. And we see that with AI. Human beings trying to follow AI at least. But what they will find is it's maybe not an incline. Ultimately, it's a deception, in that it looks like they're moving upward and improving, but maybe they're not. In some ways they are. But this picture needs to change. And how do we change it? Somehow we have to change the trajectory of leadership standards. But not just incrementally, again, as I said, it needs to be dramatically. We've got to get leadership at the top so that AI and people and society will follow leaders. Again, have confidence in leaders. But we can't do things the same as we've always done them. So my call to leaders when I speak to them is to simply ask them 4 questions. What are you doing today to improve yourself better than yesterday or in the recent past? What are you doing today to improve your people more than you have in the past? And improving your organization. What did you do today? What are you going to do today? And what are you doing today to improve society? We often say someone should fix the roads. Someone should. That someone is more often than not you, me. So our vision is still what it has been, to mobilize 30,000 leaders by 2030 on one platform in one ecosystem from different countries, sectors, and levels in organizations on that one platform, and then after that 30,000 per country. I do not know how exactly we're going to do this, but it's becoming clearer and clearer. Our mission is pretty much to transform leadership standards globally through this global improvement revolution. And in essence, the global improvement revolution is to help leaders improve themselves, how to lead their people, others, organization, and society exponentially faster. Now we are recruiting improvement architects, young people driving the improvement revolution, young people who are tech savvy. They go out and source content, examples of great leadership under Self, Others, Organization, Society, SOOS. They showcase examples of successful leadership in the platform. And in the process, they are the ones who are preparing for the future. So while they are trying to help current leaders exponentially improve themselves, others organize SOOS, let me stick with SOOS, they are actually the ones growing and developing. And then what we decided was to find a way to measure this incredible, audacious vision and mission of ours, trying to turn around the standard of leadership through the improvement revolution. How do we measure it? And how do we make it impactful in the world that is so financially driven? And we realized with blockchain, we can create our own currency that is attached to the vision and all the activities inside our ecosystem. And therefore, as the vision grows and improves, we have this currency that measures how we are doing. And we've seen with Bitcoin and Ethereum and others what blockchain or what cryptocurrencies can do. We cannot create our own fiat currency, but we can create our own cryptocurrency, but a purpose-driven one, not speculative-driven. And here's the power of arrow. That arrow pretty much sums it up. Because MEV, that's the name of our currency, short for Me Vision, creating that vision for me and for others, Me Vision. Because it is actually exponentially growing, we can reward our improvement architects who are young people. And remember, that's another challenge we have to address. Our young people all over the world, especially on the African continent, but not exclusively here, have no hope for the future. Other than the weak economies where there are no jobs in South Africa, the unemployment rate for young people out of school is like 63%. In the rest of Africa, it's sometimes seems it's better, but it's not necessarily. Their statistics are just not so good. Their gathering of information. All over this continent and the world, young people don't have much hope for the future. And on top of that, AI will take their jobs. They are qualifying, they have degrees, but they will not get jobs, or they will be out of jobs in the near future. So we can actually reward them with our growing currency as they participate in the platform. We're giving hope and a vision and a mission to our younger generation, if we can get enough support in this platform. Also, our patrons, you, when you pledge for this cause, a portion goes back to you and we can reward you with a currency that is growing tremendously. This currency is a measurement of our ecosystem's performance. It's a measurement for leadership improvement globally. We can now attach a value. You can invest in leadership improvement in the improvement revolution. There is actually a currency that represents leadership improvement called MEV. MEV is up 8,800% in just over 9 months, under 10 months, from 0.1 to 8.8. Yesterday we hit $9, close to 9,000% in almost 10 months, but not yet. We are still in the very beginning. If Bitcoin as a speculative coin can hit $100,000, it's now $114,000, $15,000 for one coin, or Ethereum can be $4,200 for one Ethereum coin, we are now $9,000 for one MEV coin, and we're very small. If we are already hitting this kind of growth, the sky's the limit. So we are on the right trajectory. If someone had $100 in December, and we have people who are in this position, even better, then that would now be worth $8,000 or $9,000. Incredible growth, showing the potential of this dream, this vision, and the mission. That's kind of the trajectory that you see. I want to imagine and think about the scrolling illness in our society, where young people, all of us scroll Facebook and we read stuff for minutes and hours on end, or we scroll YouTube, we scroll Facebook, we scroll Instagram, X, and so on. It's incredible, this scrolling illness. But imagine if scrolling inside a platform helped you improve yourself. It actually helped you improve, because when you stop and you do something, it's developmental improvement of self, others, organization, society. So imagine your scrolling leads to improving others, improving your organization, improving society. Imagine if it improves your finances, because you are being rewarded real time for anything you do inside the platform. Just imagine that for a moment. Imagine if your scrolling leads to participating and real-time certificates showing that you're growing. So you're not just watching a developmental uplifting video. You can actually immediately do an electronic test and immediately receive credits. Our credits are real currency. We call it lead currency inside the platform. You earn lead currency when you lead, or when you are being led, or when you are engaging content. Research shows that when I engage content and I know that I have a test that I can go and do very quickly electronically right there and then, and the test will reward me with certificates and with an appreciating currency, your dopamine kicks in and the motivation to do it. And by the way, the focus and the memory improvement and the recall improves. People are forced in a good way to become addicted to development, to growth, to improvement, and their focus improves, their memory improves, their brain capacity improves. There's huge research around this. Imagine if your scrolling contributes to a global improvement revolution, to you becoming the best person and leader you can be, and to improving your memory and focus. That is what our platform does now. I'm going to technically show you how this works. Please, if you haven't joined, please join. But here's the genius, and it's not my genius, it's inspiration that has led to this kind of system this ecosystem I'm going to share with you. People join at thinklead.app, and they join because we are mobilizing by countries, by sectors, different sectors and categories of society and levels. So we're mobilizing on all levels. So you'll fill in a form like this, your name, surname, and so on, and then also what sector and what industry and what country. You log in, the system logs you in when you register, and then you can click on power your account with Patreon. It flashes a little bit on the left on the menu. That's where you click to go and pledge. And you choose your pledge. You choose your level of pledge. It goes way beyond $100 a month, but you can choose what level. You can go to $200, $440 and upward. You choose and you join. Now, this is what we do with every single pledge. We do not take all the money. This platform is about abundance, not scarcity. And let me show you how. The first thing we do is a portion, almost 25%, goes straight back to you. You pledge in dollars, which is a static kind of currency, and a portion of that goes back to you in a currency that is appreciating at the rate that I've shown you. So you can imagine where your pledge stays, where 75% almost of your pledge stays where it is, but that 25% approximately that we give back to you appreciates tremendously. So most people who have been with us the last 10 months, their MEV portion, which is the smaller portion, far outgrew the overall total of pledging that they did. So we say thank you, and we give you back an appreciating currency, at least approximately 25%. The other 50% of your pledge goes to a global incentive fund. It's this fund that we use to reward our IAs, any leader who participates. It's this fund that rewards all the participation inside the platform. And it's just incredible what that does to our improvement architects, our IAs, who are helping us against AI's negative side and using the positive side of it. So you can actually come back in and participate and earn more from your own pledge in a way. But that's what the Global Incentive Fund is. And then a portion goes to our building of the platform and the platform itself. And here's how you earn lead currency. Lead currency is then exchanged for MEV with the press of a button in this platform. When you improve yourself, you earn LC. How do you improve yourself? Well, you scroll like any other platform. The difference is you stop at messages you enjoy, videos, articles, whatever. You read them, you see a little star just next to that message. We call that message a lead, not a post or a share. We call it a lead. And then you realize that if I really want to, I can now watch this video, I can focus more, and then I can click that star and I can do a test. at an advanced level, intermediary level, or at a lower level. But I will earn more LC, and I will earn a certificate, a real-time certificate for improvement that I've done. That is how you earn LC. When you improve others on a global forum. So on this forum, you lead with messages that will help improvement of SOOS. And this is typically a message. You can lead, you can share content, so you can add an article or a video or a presentation or a PDF document. You can like and you can comment. And every time you like or comment, the lead creator of the message will receive more LC. And you will receive a small portion for liking and commenting, but most of it goes to the creator. The creator can set up a test with the help of AI. Very simple, but the oversight of me. So AI creates a test based on the content very quickly. It's usually quite smart, otherwise you regenerate it, and you can even edit by question and answer. So we have human oversight behind the AI creation of tests. And as you set up tests, you earn more LC. And in the end, you also earn real-time certificates. Literally, your LC grows and grows. It registers that I've done so many tests and passed so many tests under leading self or leading others or leading organization, and it gives me a certificate for that achievement. So whenever I improve organization and I share it on the global forum, I earn LC. Anything that I share regarding improving society, I earn LC by sharing all these actions on the platform. You earn LC from your pledge every month, and that converts to MEV, and you earn LC from participation. And as soon as you have over 6 LC on the platform, you can cash it in for MEV. And all you do is, next to your profile picture, you've got this little button, this gold button that you see there, and you simply click that, and then the exchange opens up. That's the exchange. You can decide, am I buying MEV with my LC that I've earned through my pledge or through my participation, or am I selling some of my MEV? And that's where you can sell some of it. It's an incredible process. We know it's making a difference. We know it's bringing about change. And as people help us bring about this change, you must and will reap the rewards. The rewards of helping youngsters getting involved, the rewards of improving leadership, the rewards financially of being part of an appreciating currency that represents everything we're doing, the rewards of the global improvement revolution, and so much more. Please pledge. You will prosper as well as you do that. Share with your network. Let us do webinars, Zooms with them. Let's improve the world. And while we do that, prosper together. Purpose truly drives us. I'm asking you to please join Thinkly.app, click on Power My Account with Patreon, choose your level of pledging. I can guarantee you we are working overtime, many more hours than a normal working day, and putting a lot of money into this, not making a cent yet, because we know we have to change the course of leadership standards. We have to improve the world and lead AI, not be led by it. Thank you so much for listening.